Hi, my name is Masma Delight and welcome to my channel. Today's video is all about the creation of the picture you see on your left. It's a mute split sleeve mini dress with wall pockets, even though mine is not so mini. This is the first time I'm actually making this, so I'll be showing you the things I wish I did differently and how you can go about the making of yours. So these are the measurements you will need in the making of this dress. Okay, so on my pattern paper, I want to mark my neckline. So I'm using 3.5 for this, but I realized that this 3.5 was too tight for me. This is actually a high neck, and I don't know, I feel like you should use whatever you feel will be okay for your neck. So now to create my neck dart, I'm working with 2 inch, and now I will go down again by 2.5. Though I would like to use 3 next time because I want this neck dart to be slanted and not too straight. So the length of this dart is 5 inch. Okay, that's done. Now on the each sides of that point I made, I'm marking half inch. Okay, now so I'll connect it. I'm just creating my neck dart. The half inch I went in by to that 5, and the other half inch at the other side to the same 5. So I just created my neck dart. So that's done. Now I want to replace this dart I took back to my neck line. So I have 3.5. Adding that 1 inch back, it's going to give me 4.5. So that's done. Now at that 4.5, I want to go in by half inch, and I will keep marking half inch at this top part of my pattern paper. So what I'm trying to create now is my shoulder line. So we're creating our shoulder line using that half inch. So next thing we're going to do now is to use our ruler to connect those points we just made. Alright, so that's done. So now I want to get my shoulder to bust measurement, shoulder to under bust measurement, my half length measurement, my shoulder to hip measurement, and my full length plus allowance measurement. So the first line has B for bust line, second line UB for under bust, and the third line you're seeing there is HL for half length. Alright. So now what I want to do now to get my hip line. I will get my hip line measurement by going down by 9 inch from my half length. So just see I'm going down by 9 inch from my half length. So that's just my my hip line measurement. That's my shoulder to hip measurement. I use my ruler to connect it. Then I'll write there HP. Now this pattern paper wasn't enough for my full length measurement. So what I have there on the pattern paper, it's actually 36, and my full length is 37. So I haven't even completed my full length, and I also haven't even added my extra 2 inch allowance. I will do so on the material when cutting this out. So now let's work on our shoulder line. We're going to divide our shoulder by 2. Draw your shoulder is divided by 2, and don't forget to replace that 1 inch neck that we have there. So you make a mark there. So I've gotten our shoulder. Now I do get my chest line by adding 1 inch to division of my shoulder measurement. So if your shoulder division is 7, add extra 1 inch to that. So you have 8. So that's your chest line. So right now I'm marking my chest line. So just how I'm marking it, I mark yours like mine, and I'll use my ruler to connect it. So this new line I'm connecting is my chest line. Label it CH. That's for chest line. That's done. So next on this chest line, I want to mark the division of my shoulder measurement plus that extra 1 inch allowance. So now I'm going to connect those low line, the shoulder measurement at my chest line, and that at my shoulder line. So that's done. This new line we made is our armhole line. So I want to make my shoulder slope. From that armhole line, I'm going down by 1 inch. Now connect it. Look at that point. I'm going to create something like a curve at that point, and I'll carry it all the way down with my ruler. So just see what I'm doing and try to make yours like mine. So this new line is my shoulder slope. Next, at my neck measurement, I'm going down by half inch. I want to also create a curve at my neckline. So I went in by half inch and I'm trying to make a slant all the way down. So just see what I'm doing and try to make yours like mine. So I'm going to make the slant all the way to that point. So just see what I'm doing and do yours like mine. Okay, so now that's done. Next thing now is we're going to work on our armhole line. So we want to get the midpoint of our armhole line, placing your tip from the shoulder slope to your chest line, get the midpoint, make a mark at the center, and at that center point you go in by half of an inch. Now you connect from your shoulder slope down to the half of an inch, and from that half of an inch all the way to your chest line. So that's our armhole curve we are making now. We're done with that. The next thing is now that. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 divided by 2, we have 4. So I'm marking 4 all the way down. So I have 4 all the way down. I'm just going to mark 4 at my bust line. So I'm going to use my ruler to connect it. So we have 4 at my bust line, under bust line, half length line, hip length, hip line, and then my full length line. Okay, so now going back to my my armhole line. Remember that's the midpoint of my armhole line. I'm going in by half inch at both sides. So this actual, I'm trying to make a princess that, so it has a princess that bustier. This dress we're making has a princess that bustier. So now at my other bust line, I'm going in by 0.75 at both sides. I will also now mark that 0.75 at my half length line too. Okay, so now at my hip line, I'm going up by 2.5. You can go up by 3 inch. It just depends on where you want your welt pocket to start from. So what I'm going to do next is that I will connect this 0.75 I marked at both my underbust and my half length. I'll connect this 0.75 together and I'll take it all the way to that 2.5 I went up at my hip line. So just what I'm doing, and do yours like mine. 2.5 all the way to my 0.75 at my half length, and I'll take that 0.75 all the way to my under bust. So see what I'm doing and also do yours like mine. So I've created our darts for this. So next is our bustier. Okay, so at my under bust line, I'm going up by 1.5. I'll make a mark there. Now from that 1.5, I want to create a curve to the 0.75 that leg I have. To make a curve. Okay, so that's done. Now I want to create this curve from that half inch I made at both sides of the center of my armhole line. Okay, I also decided to make my nipple to measurement at my chest line. So I'm just increasing my nipple to measurement to reach all the way to my chest line. So that's done. Now I want to make, so next we're going to create our curve. The center of our armhole line will make a curve using that part all the way to our nipple to nipple measurement at our chest line. We also do the same to that half inch we went in by at both sides of the center of our armhole line. Just what I'm doing and do just like mine. I'm making a curve from that same midpoint of my armhole line all the way to my chest line, even though it's not touching my chest line exactly. Okay, I'm going to have 3 lines. So this pattern master isn't helping out, so I'll just use my free hand for this because I'm actually finding it hard to use this pattern master. So next I'm working on the half inch I went up by at the center point of my armhole curve, and I'm going in by the half inch I have down at the center part of my armhole line. So if you see I have 3 lines there. All right, so that's done. So next thing I want to do there now, I'm trying to thicken up my lines. So just try to thicken up yours like you see me doing to mine. So these two lines I'm taking off is the two lines we'll be working with. We won't be working with the center line. So now that's done. Now, so now I want to replace the distance between my darts. I have 1 inch. So for my armhole cover, I'm replacing that 1 inch, and now I'll create a whole new armhole line. Now the whole point of replacing this armhole so that our bustier, like, it wouldn't short at the armhole. So now that's done. So now the next thing we have to do now is to put our body measurement. You divide your bust by 4 and add your 2 inch allowance. Your waist by 4, add your 2 inch allowance. Your hip measurement by 4, add your 2 inch allowance. We're using the hip measurement at our full length line too. So you measure your hip measurement at your hip line and also at your full length line. So that's all. So now we're just going to mark these our measurements. Don't forget to add your extra 2 inch sewing allowance. Okay, so that's done. So I want to replace the dots here also at this part. And I'll replace the dot at my underbust and half length. Okay, so now I'm adding my extra 2 inch allowance. So that is done. So I want to connect from my bust line to my underbust to my half length. Now for our hip, remember this hip is kind of big. It's not exactly our hip measurement, so we still need to add more like call it more to our hip. So I want the total of whatever I'll add to be 10. So right now I'm going to add 3.5 to it. So 3.5 plus 3.5, that is 7. So I added extra 3.5 to my hip line and my full length line. Now I'm trying to make a curve all the way to my half length. So we added 2 inch allowance to our hip. That's our 2 inch in allowance. Also went ahead to add another 3.5 to my hip. So I'm just trying to create a curve using my free hand. Okay, so now that's done. So like this is just all for the drafting of our pattern of the front. So what we'll go do now is like we'll go ahead and cut this out, and that's just all. After cutting this out, we'll move over to the drafting of the pattern of our back. Okay, now we're working on our back. So from this midpoint of my back, I'm going in by 2.5. Now, this 2.5 I made after sewing. Actually, I realized that this 2.5 is actually too much. So if you're making yours, please do use 1.5 for yours. So I'm going to make a straight line. Okay, so now that's done. So now I want to mark my shoulder measurement. But before that, I'm I'm marking extra 2-inch allowance for my zipper. So this new I'm creating now is my 2-inch zipper allowance. So I'm going to write um ZIP for zip. Okay, now for my neckline, I'm working with 3.5. That's the same 3.5 I use for the front, it's the same 3.5 I use for the back. So whatever you decide to use for the front, use that same thing for the back. Now from that 3.5, I'm going in by half of an inch, and I'll take that half of an inch all the way. Now, and this line I'm creating is my shoulder line. It's just the same thing we did to the front, just that the back wouldn't have the neck darts. Now I'm marking my zipper allowance. Just put your zipper allowance, start marking your zipper allowance from your zipper line. Okay. So next now to do, I want to get my chest line. Remember, chest line is the adding 1 inch to your shoulder measurement. That's how I do get my chest line. So I'm getting my chest line by adding 1 inch to my shoulder measurement. So that's my chest line, CH for chest line. The next line we want to get is our shoulder to our bust line, or it's called shoulder to nipple, anyone. So just how I'm placing my tip and also place yours like that. So I'm getting my shoulder to my bust, shoulder to my under bust, my shoulder to my half length. Now use my ruler to draw those lines. Now on my chest line, I'm marking my shoulder measurement, and I'm going to connect these two. That's done. Now I'm going down by 1 inch from my shoulder line, from my armhole line. Sorry, I'm going to draw. I'm going to create like a curve there and take it all the way down. Just what I'm doing and try to make yours like mine, in case you don't understand what I'm trying to explain. So now I'm going to my zipper allowance to go down by ½ inch. So now to create a curve for my neckline. So do yours like you see me do mine. Okay. So now that's done. Now I do get my hip line by going down by 9 inch from my half length. So I'm marking my hip line and I'll make a line there. Okay, so we're done with that. So now I want to mark my nipple to nipple measurement. I mark my nipple to measurement divided, I'm sorry, the division of my nipple to nipple measurements at my full length line, my hip line, my under bust line, my half length line, my bust line, my chest line. Just make sure you mark the division of your nipple to nipple measurement there. Now I'm going to create a straight line. I'm trying to create a dart for this, for my back. So I'll take it all the way down. Okay, so it was at this point I realized that I haven't made my armhole curve. So I'm dividing my armhole line by 2. I'll mark what I have there. That's at the division. I'll make a mark at the division of my armhole line. I'll go in by half an inch and I will connect from my shoulder slope to that half an inch, and from that half an inch all the way to my chest line. So that's done. Okay, so I really don't know what I was thinking at this point, that I'm going up by 2.5 at my hip line, but see what you're going to do in yours. At your half length line, sorry, I'm just labeling this. Don't forget to label this so you wouldn't get confused when you start marking all this. So now what I want to do next is that at my half length line, I'm going to go in by 0.75 at both sides. Now after going in by 0.75 at both sides, at that my half length line, you can go, I will go up, I will, please, if you're making yours, go up by 5 inch and go down by 5 inch. So your dart should be within the range of 5 inch. I don't know why I made my dart actually longer. I actually regretted it after I was done. Though there wasn't any issue with that. It's just that I feel like I wouldn't do this next time if I am to make this dress. But I will go up by half, by 5 inch from my half length line. So please do yours like that. This is actually a mistake on my part. I wasn't actually thinking when I was doing this. Okay, so I'm done with the dart. The next thing I want to do now is to just put my body measurement. My bust divided by 4, under bust divided by 4, waist divided by 4, my hip divided by 4. Okay, so now we're done with that. We're going to replace all these darts we took. So replacing the dart at our underbust line, replacing the dart at our half length line. Okay, so that's done. Now don't forget to add your extra 2 inch allowance. Now at my hip line, I'm also adding my extra 2 inch allowance. So we're going to add 2 inch allowance to our hip line. I'm also going to add that same 3.5 to our hip line. So we're adding 2 inch plus 3.5. Here we call it a total of 5.5. Yeah, 5.5 to our hip line and our full length line. They should be the same. So now I am connecting the line, my bust line to my underbust, from my underbust to my half length line, and from my half length line to my hip line, and then to my full length line. So if you're trying to use a pattern master for this and kind of and like if you're kind of struggling with it, you can use your free hand to do this. Okay, so now that's done. So now we're going to go to this 2.5 inch we left at the center of our pattern paper. So now from that point, I'm going to go all the way to my half length line. Okay, so now that's done. So for my half length line, I'm going to like try to create a curve using that 2.5. Please don't forget to use 1.5 for yours, because when after I was done making this dress, I still had to go reduce mine to 1.5. So at my half length line, I'm trying to make a curve, like, will I call it, yes, a curve down. I don't know how to explain this, but please just watch the video and make your curve. I didn't even like how my curve was looking like at the end. Just try to make your curve better than mine. I don't know how to explain it, but just watch the video. I feel like after watching the video, you will get what I'm trying to explain to you. Great. Okay, so I made a curve at that my 2 inch line. We're going to also make a curve at our zipper line. Okay, so at my half length line, I'm actually going down by 2 inch. Like I'm trying to show you how the curve would look like. So I'm just going in by 2 inch. You also go in by, I don't know, 1.5 or 2 inch, since you're not going to be using the same 2.5 I used. So if you're using 1.5, please also go down by 1.5. So I'm trying to create my curve. So this is how my curve is looking like, and I'll take it all the way down. Well, I'm making a curve at the zipper allowance part because the back isn't actually straight. It has something like this at the center of our back. So now we're done with this. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Okay, so this is how our back piece is looking like, and next I'm showing how our front piece is looking like. Next thing we would like to do is to cut this on your fabric. Okay, so this our front piece is looking like. If you notice, I added the 1 inch that was missing from my actual my actual full length, sorry, and also added my full length allowance. So I'll show you how the back piece looking like, and this will be the end of our video. This video is actually getting very long. I wasn't able to show you the whole finishing process. I'll make another video for that, even though that video will be not so detailed. Like I'll just rush through the process of it. So don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video. Then please do stick around so you'll be able to watch the next part of this video. I'll be posting that soon. So thanks for watching.